Hi, this is Dr. Steve Tucker. So the question of the day is, what is insulin resistance? Well, I think before we can answer that, we have to ask, what does insulin do? And I say that insulin has three main jobs. Job number one, insulin is supposed to put away blood glucose into the liver or muscles for storage or use. Job number two, insulin takes extra blood glucose that doesn't fit in the liver or the muscles and puts it into fat. New fat. Insulin makes new fat. That's the only way you make new fat. And number three, insulin prevents you from burning that fat in the presence of high levels of insulin or high levels of sugars in general. So insulin resistance, also called pre-diabetes, don't forget that. Insulin resistance, pre-diabetes, same thing. Insulin resistance is when the body refuses to follow the actions of insulin. That is to say, the muscle or the liver is resistant to the actions of the insulin. Think of it as being resistant to the charms of the insulin. Like the insulin's trying to sweet talk the muscle or the liver into taking all of this extra blood glucose. And when the muscle and the liver say no, then the insulin has to increase the number of insulin molecules, force the glucose to be broken down via triglycerides into new fat. Yeah, that's the thing. You can't make new fat without insulin. It's part of the recipe. It just doesn't happen. There's no way to make new fat without insulin, any more than you can make bread without yeast. So insulin resistance is when your body requires higher and higher amounts of insulin to get a job done, which is to put normal blood glucose into liver or fat. I think sometimes it's useful to also compare childhood diabetes to adult diabetes and insulin resistance, because childhood diabetes is when the pancreas stops making insulin altogether. That's why those children take insulin shots. Now, the absence of insulin means that none of the glucose is going to get into the muscle because insulin's not there to make it happen. But in adult diabetes and pre-diabetes and insulin resistance, now we've got higher and higher and higher levels of insulin to get the same job done. It's in excess of insulin and it's not nearly as effective as the normal state. And with higher and higher levels of insulin, what you'll find is it's really easy to make new fat, new abdominal obesity, and that's when your weight goes up. So that's really the short story on insulin resistance and pre-diabetes. If you have any questions, let us know. Have a great week ahead.